Schrödinger Wave Equation explained with daily life examples. I challenge you, you will not find this type of easy explanation anywhere, even if you pay thousands and expensive coaching. Because I am going to use daily life analogies to explain each and every term of this equation. It is very interesting equation, but it is not taught properly, and that's why students hate it. Let me explain this most beautiful equation in super easy way which you will enjoy. We know that in 1913, Bohr Baba presented his famous atomic model. According to this model, electron revolves around the nucleus in fixed path. Secondly, he states that electron is a particle. It means we can find exact position and momentum of electron. It is like catching a car on a road. Then in 1924, de Broglie Baba presented his famous wave matter theory. According to this theory, every moving particle can act like a wave. His famous equation is lambda equals h upon mv. We know that electron is constantly moving around the nucleus. According to de Broglie Baba, electron is not just a particle, it is also a wave. Thus Bohr Baba is wrong because he states that electron is a particle, while de Broglie Baba states that it is both particle and wave. Later, in 1927, Heisenberg Baba appeared on the screen and presented his famous uncertainty principle. He states that if electron is a wave, then we cannot find exact position and exact momentum of electron at one time. We can either find exact momentum or exact position at one time. His famous equation is del x into del p greater than or equal to h upon 4 pi. Hence note down these important points. Now listen carefully. I am going to teach Schrödinger wave equation to a 5th grade student. I am asking this most important question of quantum mechanics. If I ask you the correct question, the 5th grade student will not understand it. So for the sake of understanding, I ask, if electron is a wave, where is this electron wave in the space around the nucleus? Well, to answer this question, Schrödinger Baba appeared on the screen. He presented his wave equation h into psi equals E into psi. According to this equation, electron wave is like a cloud in the space. This cloud is called orbital, and this orbital, here are high chances to find an electron. So this is the basic question and basic concept of Schrödinger wave equation, which you can teach to a 5th grade student. But it is totally wrong as you move to secondary or high school. Now to understand Schrödinger wave equation, you need to understand some important terms of quantum mechanics like wave function and probability density. Without understanding these terms, not a senior chemistry professor can be able to explain Schrödinger wave equation to you. First of all, we will understand probability density. That will make things super easy. Here, the word probability means chances of finding something when you are not 100% sure. For example, if you lost your cell phone inside your room, probability of finding your cell phone inside your room is high, but probability of finding your cell phone outside your bedroom is low or minimum. By density, I mean mass present in 1 meter cubed volume, or we say mass kg per unit volume. Now to understand it deeply, consider this daily life example. Let's consider two cases A and B, 1 meter cube volume and 1 meter cubed volume. In case of A, let the 1 meter cubed volume receives 20 raindrops. In case of B, let the 1 meter cubed receives 5 raindrops. Now listen carefully, because it will make you master in quantum mechanics. You are interested to catch a raindrop. Where is the high probability density that you will catch a raindrop? The answer is A. It means this density receives more raindrop. There is high probability that you will catch it. So we call it high probability density. While this density receives less raindrops, there is less probability that you will catch it. So we call it less probability density. Thus remember that probability density means chances of finding something in 1 meter cubed region. Let me repeat it. Probability density means chances of finding something in 1 meter cubed region. Now consider this example. In X case, it receives 20 electrons per meter cube. In Y case, it receives 5 electrons per meter cube. Which region has high probability density? Pause the video and answer this important question. Well, X region has high probability density. I mean, there are high chances to find an electron there. While Y region has low probability density, I mean, there are less chances to find an electron there. Thus, in quantum mechanics, we use two important terms: high probability density and low probability density. High probability density is a region in the space where there are high chances to find an electron, while low probability density is a region in the space where there are low chances to find an electron. Here, let me teach you one important term which will differentiate you from 90% people. What is zero probability density? Well, it is a very important idea of quantum mechanics. Zero probability density is a region in the space where there are zero chances to find an electron. If you have learned this amazing concept of probability density, you already learned 50% Schrödinger Wave Equation. Now we will learn the second most important term of quantum mechanics, which is wave function. Let me give you a daily life example. Consider my best friend, Mr. Saad. I need his address in order to meet him. We know that his address is described by 3 points: city sector, street house, and north-south direction. Similarly, wave function is an address of electron. Let me repeat it. Wave function is an address of electron. Now let me ask you, if wave function is an address of electron, what are the points that describe this address? Well, the address of electron or wave function is described by quantum numbers like n, l, m, l or ms. I mean city, street, house and direction of electron. Thus remember that wave function is an address of electron and it is described by quantum numbers. If you have also learned wave function, then congratulations, you have completely learned this Schrödinger wave equation. Now let me take you to the climax of this lecture. What is Schrödinger wave equation? Well, Schrödinger wave equation explains two things. First, it explains wave function. Second, it explains probability density. Let me repeat it. Schrödinger wave equation explains two things. First, it explains wave function. Second, it explains probability density. I mean, Schrödinger wave equation explains wave function of electron. It gives the address of electron. We know that the address of electron is described by quantum numbers. Remember that wave function is denoted by Greek letter psi. So whenever you see psi, always say it is a wave function. On the other side, probability density is the region in the space around the nucleus where there are high chances to find an electron. Remember that it is denoted by psi squared. So whenever you see psi squared, always say it is probability density. Here, if psi squared is high, then there are high chances to find an electron. The high probability density is called lobes. If psi squared is equal to 0, then there are 0 chances to find an electron. The 0 probability density is called nodes. I mean, lobes are the region where there are high chances to find an electron, while nodes are the region where there are 0 chances to find an electron. Hence noted down this important concept. Now I will practically show you how wave function gives us an address of electron. For example, consider 2p1 electron. We know that wave function is an address of electron. Secondly, it is described by quantum numbers like n, l, m. Here, we ignore the spin quantum number. In case of 2p1 electron, n is equal to 2, which is L shell. L is equal to 1, which is p subshell. We know that p has 3 orbitals or 3 orientations in the space. -1, 0, plus 1. So psi 2p1 is equal to psi n is equal to 2, L is equal to 1, m is equal to -1, 0, plus 1. It means that psi states this 2p1 electron is present in L shell, then go to p subshell, then inside p subshell there are 3 orbitals. You can find an electron inside these 3 orbitals. Here we learned one important lesson. Wave function gives an address of an electron. This address takes us to one specific orbital. Let me repeat this golden point. Wave function gives an address of an electron. This address takes us to one specific orbital. Now here comes my favorite question, which is very difficult, but it will clear your all confusions. If wave function gives full address of electron, then why we need to study probability density? Well, wave function is like a written map which just gives an address of electron. I mean, it is just mathematical description of possibilities. While probability density is to actually find the electron at each place in that map. For example, let you visit a museum. There, wave function is like a complete map of the museum showing all possible rooms, paths, etc. While probability density is like a guide that tells you where you are most likely to actually walk and find things inside the museum. This is how you differentiate between wave function and probability density. Finally, the Schrödinger wave equation is Hn to psi equals En to psi, where H is Hamiltonian operator, psi is wave function of electron, E is total energy of the system, and psi squared is probability density. To summarize this whole lecture, we learned that Schrödinger wave equation explains two things, psi and psi squared. Psi is an address of electron. This address is described by quantum numbers and eventually it will take you to one specific orbital of electron. While psi squared is a region in the space around the nucleus where chances of finding an electron is maximum. When we use both psi and psi squared, there is high probability that we will find an electron in one specific orbital. This was all about Schrödinger wave equation.